I'm Jeffrey, aka Johnny Allegro, and I'm here to show you how you can make a cover song. Now, first of all, we're going to be using the Roland MT32 unit. It's from 1987. It's kind of cool with some really cool acoustic sounding synths because it's based on hardware, not software emulation. If you want to know what the difference is, you can always look that up. But right now we're actually using what they consider to be an acoustic piano. Doesn't sound like a piano. It sounds kind of like an interesting 80s synth, so that's what we're going to stick with. Now, let's say we're going to make a cover of the first track of the Doom soundtrack, not the intro, but the first level. Obviously, we have a nice deep bass there. So what we do is we have to layer the tracks, because if you know in the original song by Bobby Prince, there's a left track, there's a right track in the stereo remix. In the mono remix, it kind of just layers over each other. But what we want to do is create a left track, a right track, and then any percussion or other effects. So let's do the left track first. But it sounds like it's missing something. Get a little bit of warble to it. As you can see, I messed up, but thankfully we're not actually recording this track. And then what you would do is do the right track. What we do is we actually change the voice a little bit, or I did anyway, to make it a little bit different. Let's see what we actually used here. For sake of argument, let's say we use this one. And what we do is we layer it over it. So let's have our one track unmuted here. And now we layer it. So now we have our dual stereo. It's a different sound, I think, in the actual mix. So we have those done. Let's hear what those sound like together. You get the idea. Then what we do is layer drums over it. Now, the issue is latency here. What that means is when we record something, because this isn't direct control in the software, we can't, for example, quantize what we input. So it has to all be done by ear or by metronome. For the sake of this video and your ears, I didn't use a metronome. But You can kind of understand how that would get kind of difficult because you're trying to keep pace of your metronome, it's your internal metronome, and all sorts of other things. So, to actually do it by metronome is the wrong way to do it once you layer the tracks. Now, if you do the rhythm first, that's fine, because then you're going to be layering the tracks over the rhythm track. But if you're layering the tracks first, you run into an issue, because then you're playing the role of a duet, basically. You have to listen to what you recorded before and then record over it. So, for example, this is what the drums sound like, and they sound very, not quite there. A little shaky, right? But when you layer that over it, this is with the chording done over the mix. It starts out, yeah, it's a little rough, but then it kind of lines up. So that's kind of the idea. And then what you would do is, let me turn all this down here. That's just me doing this. Stuff like that. So that's a look into how to create a basic cover. Obviously, you use this as a foundation and then you branch out from there. So, hope that's informative. Hit like.